Like I said, they look so like the Costa Rica when I was there.
Well, I don't think it's changed much.
Sam, how did your
Dublin
that's so cute. How did your interview go yesterday, Sam, with Geico?
It went really good. There's a little bit of technical difficulty. They were having trouble getting the microphone working, but we had to take like 2 takes, but it was good.
I'll check out the video today and I'll upload it to YouTube, and then I can delete it out of Zoom because I got another email from Zoom that we're running out of storage, or we're out of storage space. So
because we're having so many Zoom calls.
No, I'll spend some time on that this afternoon.
Hi, Louisa. How are you? Oh, looks like you're muted.
Louisa, you're muted.
Sorry. I'm well. How's everyone this morning?
Good, thank you.
I was actually thinking about you the other day. I was telling someone about North Star Reach, and I wasn't sure if you guys were having camps this year or not.
We're having, no, because, you know, the kids' immune systems are not good. But we're having virtual camps. So we've done 2 already, and they've been really successful.
Yeah.
And then we have our summer ones are coming up as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Cool.
Yeah. So
well, nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
But yeah, so I got Peter this mug with Dublin's face on it for his birthday, and I've been using it like every day.
Of course you have.
Of course I want to look at my cute doggy while I drink my coffee.
Yeah.
It's like I drink out of this glass all the time.
Yeah.
You do.
Absolutely.
You do. How's Jim doing? Does he still only have the one Bigby?
He still only has the one location. Challenge that he's running into is trying to find a location to go to, and then some pandemic happened that blocked everything that he was trying to do. He's now just trying to survive with the one. His biggest challenge coming up is that he's going to be allowing walk-in traffic coming up soon. So they have to plan for it appropriately, and that's the challenge.
Wow.
And I'm happy to say that about 96% of all of the Big B's are now open for business, even the walk-ins and not just the drive-thrus.
That's great.
But like everything else in the retail industry, we have to be careful. They're limiting the number of people physically in the store.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, Peggy Feltner's connecting. I haven't seen her in a while.
Hi, Joe. Nice background picture. I like that.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Joe.
Good to see everyone.
Hi, David.
Good morning, David. Linda, who else do we have?
Trying to look on my screen.
There he is. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Lori. Gosh, we have lots of people. So many, I'm going to have to like scroll through to see everybody.
Yeah, that's great. We'll give it a couple more minutes. We still have people logging on, so we'll get started in a couple of minutes. So, we do have a couple of guests on our call today, hopefully potential members. And someone from an out-of-state chamber, I think, is going to be joining us who was on our webinar yesterday. So they wanted to check out some of our virtual programming.
Wow.
So that's exciting.
That is really exciting. I don't know if we've ever had anyone from out of state attend a chamber event other than yesterday. So
yesterday we had about 85 people, I think, at one point on our webinar. From as far away as Quebec to Florida and California, so that's great.
Yeah, that was really cool. I definitely enjoyed that for sure.
Let's see. Good morning, Annie. Hi.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm sorry I missed yesterday. My day fell apart.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
your day fell apart.
I'm assuming your Zoom meeting went good on Tuesday. I had my cell
It did.
phone close by, but I didn't get a text. I'm like, okay, I bet she got
Yep. It went well. Thank you for the tutorial.
it. Absolutely. I should start getting a commission from Zoom.
Good.
Well, we can go ahead and get started. We'll start with doing a welcome and introductions. My name is Kelly Bennett. I'm the marketing and event manager for the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber, and we're happy to have you all join us. We've been trying to do at least weekly webinars or Zoom meetings like this to keep our members engaged and to stay connected. I want to go around and have our staff introduce themselves, and then we'll go one by one through our attendees and have everyone give your name and company. And then we'll turn things over to Joe Bauman, our president, to give us an update on things he's been working on behind the scenes. So Cheryl, we could start with you. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. It is Thursday, right? Good to see you. And here comes Samantha.
It's like the Brady Bunch going in. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam. I'm your membership engagement manager for the Chamber. Also, just a quick reminder that at the end of June, I think the last day in June is the 31st or the 30th, I can't remember, but that's the last day to take advantage of the Join Now, Pay Later promotion. So if you have a friend or a colleague that would benefit from joining the Chamber, now's the time to do it. You don't have to fulfill the payment of membership dues until September 1st. So that's all I got.
Wonderful. Let's see, John Eisenberg, you're next on our screen if you'd like to say hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm John Eisenberg with Elijah Information Technology, providing technology solutions for small businesses, keeping them safe from cyber criminals. We have a special going on right now offering to Chamber members that will allow you to be able to work from home in the same fashion that you can work behind an office. Well, actually not behind, inside of an office. Having the same network security that you would have in the office, having at home. If you're interested, please reach out to me, John Eisenberg, Elijah Information Technology.
Wonderful. Louisa, you're next on my screen. If you could unmute yourself and say hello to the group.
Good morning, Louisa Herselt, North Star Reach Camp, a serious fun camp started by Paul Newman initially. Camp for kids with serious health issues, and we cover the Great Lakes area, and we're doing some great virtual camps this summer. Thank you.
Thank you. David Powers, can you unmute yourself and say hello to everyone?
Hi everyone, mentalist entertainer David Powers and the pop culture mentalist. Basically, I use my performance skills to mystify audiences with amazing tests in the power and the potential of the human mind. My shows are highly interactive. Your audience is always going to be a huge part of the experience. So that's what I do. I'm David Powers, the entertainer you have in mind, the entertainer with you in mind. Thanks.
Thank you. And good morning, Miss Linda Hatfield. You're next on my screen. Would you like to say hello? Unmute yourself first, though.
Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're back. The credit union is going to be open on Monday. All the lobbies are open. Yep.
That's great news.
We're prepared. We're preparing all the branches. So it's nice to be a little bit. I've been working like 3 days a week, but it's just nice. It's nice that it's gonna be a little bit more normal. As I stated before, you all know my tagline. We have money to lend, and we definitely do. We had a record 7 million in loans in the month of May, and a lot of the loans are indirect lending, with car loans and that. But people are out there buying boats and campers because they're tired. They want to just do something exciting. So we've got the best boat and kids in town. So 7 million in loans. The loan officers were very busy. So if you guys need anything, make sure you come and see Birmingham Bloomfield Credit Union. We have 7 locations. So you can't say you can't find us. So we'd love to see you.
Jim Hugowind from Combustible, welcome.
Good morning. Any extroverts in the room ready to be done with social distancing? Raise your hand. It's great to be here. Kelly is an old college friend, and I'm excited to take advantage of the time this morning to get to know the chamber and see if it's a fit for me. So Combustible Company is my business. It's a consultancy that essentially helps small businesses, creative practitioners, as well as even agencies catch fire. And essentially catch fire for me and for my clients means ready to scale and ready for more top line revenue. So some of my clients would say that the ways that I help them are uncovering their greatest differentiators as compared to their competitors, helping them fill their pipeline by prospecting, even cold calling more effectively and efficiently, helping them stop wasting time with unqualified opportunities, essentially getting a no as fast as possible. And then most importantly, helping them close more deals. So that's what I do, Combustible Company.
Welcome. We're glad you're here this morning. Lori Bloom, you're next on my screen. Would you like to say hello?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Lori Bloom, Bloom Design. I do graphic design, marketing, create marketing assets of all kinds, from complete branding to messaging to informational graphics, whether they're digital or conventional, mostly digital these days. And I also just launched Gracefully Graying, gracefullygraying.com, with a business partner. And that is a hub, resource hub, professional community hub for all things seniors and their families, locally and nationally. So that is it, Lori Bloom.
Well, welcome. Miss Annie Van Gelderen, you're next on my screen. Don't forget to unmute. There you go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the president at the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center, and we are currently closed, except by appointment only, to look at our exhibits that are up until the 18th. We made the difficult decision to turn all our summer camps to virtual camps, and that curriculum will be out by June 10th. We're still offering some adult workshops in the summer, limited, because we want to keep the actual population down as far as in the building. And then hopefully in September we'll be up and at 'em and full and to the brim. And then we are still keeping our fingers crossed that we will have an art fair on August 22nd and 23rd. Not really sure if that will really happen, but so far we haven't had the no yet. So we're keeping our fingers crossed and we'll see what happens.
Wonderful. Maureen Rovas, would you like to unmute yourself and say hello?
Hi, everyone. I'm Maureen Rovas. I'm the Executive Director for the American Lung Association in Michigan. We are very focused on lung health, so all things lung. If you're looking to get involved with an event, our fall event is actually moving to a virtual concept, as I'm sure you know, with the lung community, they're more vulnerable, so we want to have the abundance of caution. But it's a great way, even if you are walking in honor of somebody who's impacted by COPD or asthma or IPF, as well as, unfortunately, we have a whole new community of COVID-19 survivors that we'll be welcoming in, and our organization does have an initiative very much focused on that, from funding research to advocacy to making sure that when vaccinations and testing, to make sure that we're there, making sure that there's fairness across the community for that. So if you have any questions, I'll include my information in the chat bar for you.
Well, thank you so much. That's wonderful information. Ellen Mahoney, you're next to my screen. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, Ellen Mahoney. I own Remax Commercial Connection. We're an exclusive commercial brokerage. We're currently located in Ferndale. The state of the market, I think that's something everybody's going to be thinking about real soon. Actually, our office is busier than we've been in a long time. There are a lot of people who are making acquisitions and still moving forward with some leases, so that's a good thing. But there are also a lot of people on the sidelines wondering what's going to happen. I would say the state of the industrial market is going to be incredibly strong and continue to get stronger. I believe multifamily assets may suffer a little bit of pain, but I think there are enough investors out there that are going to want to scoop them up. I believe office and retail is going to be the most difficult to predict at this point, but if anybody wants a one-on-one to understand if they're thinking about investing, thinking about moving, thinking about acquiring, or thinking about selling a commercial asset, our office is here to help. Thanks.
Thank you. Peggy Feltner, it's good to see you this morning. Would you like to unmute yourself and say hello?
Sure will. Peggy Feltner, Coldwell Banker Professionals. I actually help businesses find a place to hang their sign or their business open sign. One of the things I'd like to talk about this morning is stemming off of Ellen. There's a lot of office and retail space that is changing. So if anybody in the chamber hears from a tenant that is in a long-term lease and they're suffering, their lease might allow them to do a sublease. There might be somebody else that wants to come in and take over that lease. I'm here to help with that. So if you put your ears to the ground for anybody that's, you know, not doing well or suffering or can't afford their lease anymore, I'm happy to talk with them, review their lease, and offer them suggestions of perhaps somebody else taking over that space. Peggy Feltner, Coldwell Banker Professionals.
Thank you. Miss Pam Lippett, you are next on my screen. Good morning. Unmute yourself.
Good morning, I'm Pam Lippett, and I don't have my overhead light on, and you can definitely tell. I'm from the Hill Street Group. It's a new consultants group. What I'm working on is messaging and helping company teams do a better job communicating either with donors or with clients. So that can take the form of helping with slide decks, verbal presentations, now virtual presentations, which are even harder to do when you're looking at the light, at the camera, at the chat bar. So I'm here to help mostly with I work with small businesses, startups, and nonprofits. And I'm Pam Lippett from the Hill Street Group.
Wonderful. Welcome. Mr. Paul Banks, I have you next on my screen. Would you like to unmute yourself and say hello to everyone?
Sure. Hello. As you said, my name is Paul Banks, and I am owner and operator of a few different companies. One is a mortgage brokering company called Superior Mortgage Services, and another is a real estate company called Superior Realty, where I basically help people refinance homes, which have been pretty busy lately. Rates are pretty low. It's a good time to refinance, and helping a lot of buyers find property. So there's a lot of demand to buy, but not a lot of supply. So it's a good time to be in real estate.
Thank you. Tim Romish, welcome this morning. Oh, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes. Classic move. Yes, I'm Tim Romish. I'm with Utility Management Services. This is my second meeting, so hello, I'm kind of a newbie. The company I'm with is Utility Management Services. They're headquartered out of the Carolinas, and they're just opening up shop in Michigan through me and another individual. And what we do is we provide off-site, contingency-based utility bill audit and analysis services that's built on the premise that utilities, particularly DTE and Consumers Ed, typically don't have businesses on the correct rate rider combination. So what we're able to do in Michigan, because of the statutory laws, we're able to go back 48 months, do a line item audit of your bills and find overages, then file for refunds for companies. We're contingency based, 100% risk free. If we do the audit and we don't find any overages, there's no charge. We also work with companies moving forward for a 48-month period, keeping you on the same rate. So it's pretty much a great, meaningful work. We work a lot. I'm working a lot with nonprofits, manufacturing, property development, hotels, restaurants. I'm able to actually walk into hotels now, and people just really, it's a very timely message because we're able to bring significant capital back into these businesses. So I love doing it. I feel it's like really meaningful work, and we're really helping people. So that's me. That's Utility Management Services. Thank you.
Wonderful. I think I think we went through all the participants. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But with that, I'll turn everything over to Chamber President Joe Bauman to give us an update on the work he's been doing behind the scenes to support all of our members and the work we continue to do. So good morning, Joe.
Thank you, Kelly. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your busy days to stay connected to the Chamber and, more importantly, to each other. As Kelly said, I'm Joe Bauman. I'm the president of the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber. So on behalf of the staff and our ambassadors and board members, thank you for supporting the Chamber. We really appreciate it. And especially during these challenging days of COVID-19. There's been a lot of bad news since the middle of March that has impacted all of us. So I thought what I would do today is start out with a little good news. They involve lots of P's. The first one is PPP and the second one is PPE. I'm sure we're probably all aware of what those stand for. We have many, many new acronyms that have seeped their way into our culture. So I'll start with the PPP. So that is the federal loan program that was rolled out as part of the CARES Act. Essentially, what it was to try to encourage employers to keep their staffs on payroll and not lay them off during these stay-at-home orders and so forth. One of the big issues with the program, however, was once you received your loan, you had to immediately bring your staffs back and you had to expend the money for payroll, at least by 75%, over an 8-week period. Well, that put a lot of our member businesses in a crunch because the program was rolled out in April, but as you know, we were under a stay-home order until this week. And so employers were really left with some challenges as to how do I bring my employees back if my store is still closed? Or how do I bring them back if the governor's telling us we're not allowed to come back? And so we've been working really hard over these last weeks in primary conjunction with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. That's been pushing for some amendments to the CARES Act and some easing of that requirement of the 8-week window, because the issue is if you followed all of the rules of the PPP, your loan was converted to a grant and it was forgiven and you didn't have to pay it back. Well, I'm very happy to report, if you haven't heard, that late yesterday afternoon, the US Senate actually voted and they approved the House version of some amendments to the PPP loan forgiveness program in the CARES Act, and have greatly relaxed those standards. So now businesses will have up to 24 weeks to bring their employees back and to use that PPP money for payroll, and therefore it will be forgiven. So that's a huge, huge win for small business and something that we've been working very hard on. I've told people if you have a PPP loan, if you know somebody who does, I always say talk to your financial institution, talk to your accountant, but make sure that you understand the changes in the forgiveness portion, because we're right now in that phase where originally all of the forgiveness paperwork was supposed to be filed, but now we're going to get some relief from that. So it's expected that the president's going to sign the law. It could be as early as today, if not today, probably on Monday. The Senate, I think, wisely chose not to turn this part of the CARES Act into a partisan issue, and they just went ahead and approved the House version of the bill, because I think everybody acknowledges that there needed to be some fixes to make sure that when we all thought we were applying for what ultimately would be a grant, actually turned out to be a grant and not a loan. So that's really, really good news, and I'm sure you'll hear more of it. And as soon as we get the updated language from the U.S. Chamber, we will share it as part of our resource guide with our COVID-19 page, and we'll send it out on social media. The second piece I wanted to talk about is PPE. We are all now terribly familiar with personal protection equipment. Again, as you know, as our businesses are starting to reopen as our retailers are allowed to welcome shoppers back into their stores. We have restaurants coming online Monday. We're guessing that probably within 2 weeks, unless something happens, but within 2 weeks, we're anticipating that spas, salons, barbershops, and the rest of the now restricted retailers are going to be allowed to reopen as well. But we all have to follow very strict guidelines as to safety protocol for how we're going to protect our employees and our customers to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make that the virus doesn't continue to spread. You know, Annie, obviously you've got a public building, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we all need stuff, right? We all have to buy PPE products and equipment. So when we are ready to welcome people back, we have what we need to do that. And that extends into an office environment as well. If you have an office where you invite the public into, either for appointments or drop-ins or whatever it is, you also have to follow all the same protocol. So we are very happy that Oakland County has really taken a strong lead position on this in trying to help the small business community. 2 weeks ago, we just finished a second round of small business emergency grants that the county set aside about $14 million in their CARES Act funding to give direct loans to our small businesses who are hurting. And that was a wonderful program that they did. I was fortunate enough to sit on one of the grant selection committees for our district. They split the county into 10 different districts, and our physical footprint of the chamber was one of the 10 districts. So it was the 5 Bs in Franklin. And so we were able to give more than 225 grants to local businesses ranging from $5,000 to $10,000 to help them with their cash crunch. So that was the first great thing the county did. The second great thing the county did, in my opinion, is they set aside another chunk of funding and to purchase and distribute PPE kits for local small businesses. These are, if you think of a plastic tote, you know, about those size, and they are full of all of the stuff that small businesses will need in interacting with their customers. Everything from contactless thermometers to gloves, to masks, to hand sanitizer, to disinfecting wipes. The equivalent retail value of one of these kits is about $400. So this is a, you know, it's not here have 10 pair of gloves. I'm really, really pleased to tell you that next week, the chamber is partnering with the city of Birmingham, and we're going to have 2 distribution days where we are going to make these available to all of our businesses within the 48009 zip code. We're going to have 2 distribution periods. And Kelly, I know I'm kind of giving you this information as I'm giving it everyone else. We'll obviously be talking about this offline after the meeting because we need to start promoting it, but it just kind of came together very quickly. But I wanted to let you guys know on the call. Next Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m., we will be distributing these totes to in the parking lot of Birmingham City Hall from 1 to 3 p.m. Next Thursday, if that doesn't work for you, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, we're actually going to be in the parking lot of Adams Square where the chamber offices are, doing the same thing. All you need to do is bring some proof of that you work at or run a business within the 48009 zip code. You can bring your company letterhead, you can bring a business card, you can bring a utility bill, whatever it is, and you will be able to receive one of these kits free of charge. Totally free, no cost, and it's really a great program. So we will probably, Kelly, starting this afternoon, we'll start promoting this on our social media channels. We'll again have it on our website and our resource page. Once we get through this phase, if we have kits left over, and I think we're scheduled to get I think we're going to have 50 of them at Adams Square and 100 of them at City Hall. Once we get through that, then I'm anticipating we will receive another shipment from Oakland County that we will then open it up to business owners and operators in our other communities of Beverly Hills, Bingham Farms, Franklin, Bloomfield Township, and Bloomfield Hills. The reason why we're doing Birmingham first, frankly, is the initial donation from Oakland County was actually processed through the Birmingham Shopping District. And as you know, as a DDA, they have certain restrictions as to what they can do in sharing their resources outside of the district. So that's why we decided to partner with the city of Birmingham, so that way we can open it up to every business within the 48009. And then, like I said, subsequently in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, we then will have a couple of other distribution days for our member businesses in our other 5 communities. So really good news, really exciting. If you haven't gotten ready with PPE for your place of business, this is a great opportunity for you. Even if you have, this can be a backup resource. Yes, Annie?
What if we are a business that already applied through Oakland County for one of those kits? Do you know how they're going to distribute them?
We are.
So if I applied like 2 weeks ago for one of those kits, is my name automatically on one, or how does that work?
Theoretically, yes. I know that when the county first did it, they had people sign up for them. But again, there was a little wiggle when all of the kits originally went to the BSD, because technically they could only distribute them to their membership within the Central Business District. That's why the chamber, through a series of phone calls with the city of Birmingham and the county, frankly, said, well, wait a minute, we need to open this to everybody. And so I'm anticipating, we don't want to have people sign up in advance for these. That's why I think what we're gonna do is just tell people, bring some proof that your business is located within 48009, and we're gonna give you a kit. We wanna expedite this. Again, we've got a lot of retailers opening starting next week. We have a lot of restaurants opening. So we wanna get these into the hands of our members as quickly as possible.
Okay, so I was just wondering, because you get the confirmation letter saying that a kit will be coming to you, and I didn't know if they were shipping them or what. They're not doing either.
No, so stop by City Hall or stop by Adams Square and come and pick one up. It'll be completely contactless if you're worried about that. We're just gonna have people pull up, pop their trunks. We'll have gloves and masks as we give them to you, and we'll put them in your trunk and you drive away. So.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, I have a quick question. Maureen from the American Lung Association said that she got an email from their city, which is Madison Heights, to pick theirs up. So will we be contacting the people that signed up for one of these boxes to let them know where to pick it up, or?
I don't have that list.
Oh, okay.
I'm anticipating getting it from the county, and if we do, we certainly will do that. It's being handled different way from community to community. In some communities, the chamber is the point organization. In communities where they either have a DDA or a Main Street, if they're a designated Main Street community, that's been the primary point of contact, because the county obviously already has established relationships with those quasi-governmental entities. And then in other communities that don't have chambers that have the capacity to take on the responsibility, it's being usually handled by the municipality directly itself. But again, these are fairly large totes. I don't anticipate them hand delivering them to all of the businesses or mailing them. It would be cost prohibitive, given that they're already funding the actual equipment. So that's why on a series of calls yesterday with the city, the BSD, and the county, we thought it would be best to have these distribution days and just kind of do it in an assembly line fashion. Are there any other questions about either PPP or PPE? Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention is as we are returning to whatever post-COVID normal is going to be, we've all gotten really good at using Zoom and other virtual meeting settings. And we've talked about as a staff and with our executive committee of really kind of using this going forward as a continuing tool, not only to keep connected to our members, but also to provide pertinent information and resources for them. And so when the day comes that we'll be able to start having, professional development programs in person, networking coffees in person, I think we are still going to continue to use this environment for general information and professional development. So if any of you, many of us we would consider ourselves experts in our industry. We always love to rely on our members to do our webinars and our seminars and our sessions, because we obviously want to not only promote that member and promote them as a leader in their industry, but also to encourage our members to do business with each other. And so if you have an interest in hosting one of our webinars on a topic that you think would be of information to our members, please consider doing that. Let Kelly know. I think we're pretty much booked out through the end of June, but as I said, I think this is going to be a slow process of getting people back to comfortable going to events in person, especially in networking. And so we want to continue to provide this service to you as well. So that's what I have for now. Again, thank you all for joining us this morning.
Yes, thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we conclude our event this morning?
Do we have an upcoming event in June 9th?
We have a lot of upcoming events, and I'll give you the quick rundown. We just started, we just booked this. We're doing a government town hall series, so we're starting with our local city officials, and that is on Tuesday, June 9th with Joe Valentine and Leo Savoy. And they're going to give us an update on what they're doing at the city level to move, their response to coronavirus and what they're doing moving forward in their communities. And then we are looking to book a couple of more with county officials and then federal officials. So those will be coming soon. Next week we have a philanthropy webinar. So that's great with for our nonprofit network. So if you represent or involved with a nonprofit, please join us for that. It's, the topic is engaging donors during COVID-19. So that will be really informative. And then the following week, we're doing Podcasting 101. So if you're interested in reaching a wider audience through podcasting, John Gay from Jagged Detroit will be hosting that for us. So we do have a lot of upcoming online programming, and we hope to keep our members connected and informed that way, and so we can meet again in person. So yes, and then of course we'll be distributing PPE next week. So if anyone wants to come see us, come pick up your kits. So with that, I think we're all set. I don't know if anyone else has any more questions or comments.
Kelly, what's the promotion? I heard something about a promotion about join now, pay later. What is that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Samantha's our membership engagement manager. So we're doing a current promotion where join now and your payment is due in September. So we thought we still want to support people who aren't members, and that was a way for us to engage them during this time of crisis. So Sam, I don't know if you want to add any comments to that.
Yeah, so your renewal date will actually be set to September as well. So whenever you join, you actually get 12 months plus, like joining before June, you know, an extra couple of months of membership. So it's definitely a great time to join, get your feet wet, start networking, and you don't have to pay the invoice till September. So it's a great way to set off the financial aspect of membership to help during this time.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
Hey, Kelly. It's
Yes, Joe.
So I do want to mention that right before this session, I was attending virtually, of course, the Birmingham Shopping District meeting, their board meeting, and they were talking about challenges that retailers and restaurants specifically are going to be facing going forward. I can't stress enough the importance of trying to keep our dollars local. You know, we all have fallen in love with Amazon and eBay and other large unaffiliated online shopping entities. And frankly, with the stay-home order and the lockdowns and all of our businesses being closed, we've probably relied on them even more and may have even fallen in love with them a little bit more. But I will tell you that it's really critically important. If you like having a thriving local community with great schools and great youth sports programs and great city events and festivals and village fairs and art fairs, that all of those things that make our community so great are because of the support, frankly, that organizations like the Chamber and like the Birmingham Bloomfield Arts Center and so many more get from our local business owners and local companies. I have yet to see a Little League baseball team sponsored by Amazon. Doesn't happen. I've yet to see, you know, a Boy Scout troop or a Cub Scout troop have their service project sponsored by Walmart.com. I understand the efficiency of ordering online, but I would tell you that one of the things that our bricks and mortar retailers are learning, and it's been a painful learning process for them, is the need to have their own online shopping platforms. And so if you have stores that you've favored in the past and you like supporting them, but you want to combine that with the efficiency of an online shopping experience, do the store a favor and go on their website first and see what kind of e-commerce site they have set up, because many of them have greatly expanded their e-commerce platforms and can provide you with the same experience as an Amazon, but you'll be keeping the dollars local. We know that there are going to be, you know, retailers who don't make it through this crisis. It's just been too financially crippling for them. They don't rely on regional 1 million square foot fulfillment centers. They rely on their stores and their physical bricks and mortar space, which comes at a high cost, by the way, and trying to do the right thing for their employees. So as we begin to be allowed to spend some time in our local stores and restaurants and shops, please, please, please make a concerted effort to do that. Because if we all don't, I can guarantee you we're going to have a very different landscape in our downtowns 12 months from now. You know, we're coming out of the lockdown, but this is only the beginning of the impact of COVID-19. As brutal as 2020 is going to be, everything that I'm hearing from the national level, the state level, and the local level is for our merchants and our retailers and our local business. 2021 is going to be even tougher. And so I just implore all of you to think about that and do what you can, that when you are purchasing and using goods and services, recreational opportunities, fairs and festivals, that you do it locally. So. Yes,
can I just, I'd like to give a plug because my kids are spread out all over the country, and for Mother's Day, they went to Beyond Juice in Birmingham and ordered a lovely assortment of fresh pastries, juice, etc. from different vendors. So they are collaborating. So it's not just Beyond Juice's products, it's all these other products. So Father's Day is coming, and I of course suggested that they do that again for their dad, but I think it's a great way to show the collaborative effort that's going on in our community, and trying to encourage other retailers to get together and maybe, create a stronger platform for survival.
I would agree. And even, there are other ways you can do it too, fairly easy. So Tiffany Florist is a well-established floral shop in Birmingham, locally owned, locally operated. If you need to send flowers to someone, it's really easy just to do the 1-800-Flowers, right? You just do it, or you go on the website. I would encourage you instead to call a local florist. They have arrangements where they can send floral arrangements all over the country, all over the world, but it also supports their business too. And so it's a mindset that we have to get into is, if we're going to use an online platform, that's fine, but let's see if there's a local option first. I know they will very much appreciate it, and it will go a long way to keeping our communities vital and vibrant. Anything
Wonderful.
else?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else unless anyone has any final comments they'd like to share. Thank you all for joining us. I know it's a kind of a somber note to add on, but we do hope you enjoy your day and you're feeling well, and let's go out and, like Joe suggested, create some commerce in our local community, stay connected with each other. Hopefully we will see you all soon, if not live and in person, at another online event. So thank you all for joining us today.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.